welcome to This Day. Happy Monday, and it is July 25th. We have one meeting to tell you about, and that's at 9:30 this morning, and it's the third Architectural Controls and Standards Committee meeting, and that will be in the boardroom. And that, as I mentioned, will be at 9:30 this morning. On our show today, we have Annie McCary from the third board, and she is going to give us a meeting update as well as some other interesting things to think about. And then we also have Pacific Cremation Services, and we have Becky Lomaka and Chuck Ricciardi, who are here to tell us about some unique services that they can provide. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. Well, we are waiting to burn off our fog. It seems so strange that we're having to talk about this far into July, but we still are. Partly sunny skies today, 80-67. Tomorrow, 79-66. Wednesday, 80-69. Thursday, 78-66. And Friday, 78-67. Our sunrise this morning was at 6 a.m. and our sunset will be at 7:54. And thank you, Joel Goldstein, for sending in this photo of you guys down in Florida, down at the Key West. So awesome. Thanks for sending that in. Of course, if you have a vacation photo that you would like to share with us, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. All right, when we come back, we will have Annie McCary, so stick around.
Adventure has a new look. The 2022 Subaru Forester Wilderness. Shore-footed symmetrical all-wheel drive. Paired with all-terrain Yokohama Geolander tires. Plus 9.2 inches of ground clearance. Discover adventure on a deeper level. The all-new 2022 Subaru Forester Wilderness.
Irvine Subaru. Buy online, just come in to sign. Get 2 years complimentary maintenance included on all new Subarus.
Welcome to OCI Care with Dr. Vyas, Laguna Woods' most trusted premium laser eye surgery and comprehensive ophthalmology center. Located in the heart of the Laguna Woods community, OCI Care specializes in laser cataract surgery, glasses-free cataract surgery, microscopic glaucoma surgery, diabetic eye checks, routine exams, and all your other eye care needs. Dr. Vyas and the OCI Care staff believe in one-on-one care and the patient-physician relationship. Come in for your appointment today for a lifetime of better vision.
Captain America.
Watch HGTV.
Netflix.
Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Annie McCary here. Well, welcome. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's great to be here again.
Good. And it was kind of funny, you were just mentioning before we came on, is that you said you're the perfect board member because you've been experiencing so many different things. And I think that's probably a great thing, right? Because then you know how to address all sorts of things.
Absolutely. It's just been an incredible learning experience, and putting my living experience with being on the board is just amazing. And as I was sharing, I've had a some water leaks in my home, and many residents experience that.
Right.
I've had some issues with noise, and
Yeah.
many residents have had an experience with that.
Right.
Now we're getting termites and termiting our buildings, so we have to move out. So
Oh,
when
wow.
board members come to express their concerns about different things that go on in the mutual, I am the queen.
She'll be like, I know what you're going through. Well, that's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the meetings themselves and, you know, when they are and that kind of thing.
Well, thank you. And one of the things I thought would be really great, and it was a learning experience for me, is what actually goes into preparing for a meeting.
Okay.
So on our meetings for Third Mutual, we meet the third Tuesday of every month. We meet in the Community Center boardroom on the first floor, and meetings start, of course, at 9:30 a.m.
Right.
And the meetings are open to everyone.
Right.
This is not a closed session meeting.
Okay.
So everyone is welcome.
Do you have a lot of people show up sometimes?
Sometimes, depending on the issue, people are passionate about certain issues.
Okay.
And when an issue comes up, then people will show up at the board meetings and make their opinions heard.
You know, I'm wondering if you know, how early is the agenda available to look at?
The agenda is available, and it's available at least 24 hours in advance.
Okay.
So people can go on and see what the agenda is.
Right.
And determine whether or not anything on that agenda is of interest to them.
Okay, so they can go to the Laguna Woods Village website, they go to governing boards, and they can find the agenda under whatever
Third
that is, right?
Mutual, yes.
Okay, all right, perfect.
And then
Okay,
the other thing is, if people want to watch the meetings on Granicus, they
Yeah.
can do that, and there's also an agenda available on that as
oh,
well.
okay, good. Okay, perfect. All right, good. So then, you know, how do you actually, you know, prepare your agenda? I mean, do you have meetings for that?
Yes, we call it agenda prep.
Okay.
And again, agenda prep meetings, we hold those on the second floor. And agenda prep is, again, it's an open meeting, it's not closed. So residents have attended our agenda prep meetings.
Okay.
And at this meeting, we talk about items to be placed on the agenda.
I see.
And each board member contributes to that. And there's some general stuff that goes on the agenda
Okay.
that are always included.
Okay, all right, wonderful. And you said you have an agenda prep meeting, which is what we just talked about. What are some other things that you do?
We, I'm sorry.
Well, so you post on the website ahead of the meeting date, right?
Yes,
So that's like if, you know, when the meeting's actually going to be, and then what are some of the other things, like different types of action items?
Oh, so those items are also on the agenda. It's posted on the website, and any item that's brought forward to the board for any action, we look at those, and those are called part of the agenda.
Okay.
We put those on there. When we start the meetings, the agenda has to be approved.
Okay.
So the president or the chair of the meeting will say, I call for a motion to approve the agenda.
I see.
And at that time, if a board member have an additional item that needs to be on the agenda, then that agenda item is placed on the agenda. And then the chair or the president will ask for an approval of the agenda.
Okay. And we had just gone over this last week with Anthony Liberatore, and we talked about Robert's rules and the parliamentary procedure. So obviously what you're describing to us is that procedure.
It's part of the parliamentary procedure.
Okay.
And we follow the Robert's Rules of Order
Right.
in terms of that as well.
Okay, excellent. Now, a consent calendar, what is that?
Consent calendar is a bunch of items or resolutions that have been passed by different committees.
Okay.
So the committee will have items, and we put those on the consent calendar. And rather than going through all of them at one individually at a time, sometimes it may be 5 or 6. And so we just approve the consent calendar.
Oh, okay. All right,
Okay.
excellent, excellent. And then, of course, we just made mention to rules, but let me, you refer to them as resolutions.
Resolutions, yeah. And resolutions are rules, again. Anything that a committee has made a decision on and brings it to the board is considered a resolution.
Okay, and then unfinished business, is that something that didn't happen in the last meeting?
It could be something that didn't happen or something that was on the agenda and maybe not completed, maybe needed a little bit more research or something like that, so then it's unfinished business.
Okay, all right, great. And then, of course, new business. Now, is new business something that was brought prior to the meeting or at that moment?
At that moment, any new item brought forward by a committee for the board to decide on.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then of course, future agenda items.
Future agenda items, any items that maybe not discussed at this particular meeting, but items that maybe we want to talk about in the future, might need some research, some more thinking, and so we'll put it on for future agenda items.
Okay, all right, great. And then, of course, you always have committee reports.
We have committee reports. We have our third mutual committees, like our communications committee, our maintenance and construction committee. So each board member gives a committee report. We don't give a complete rundown of everything that happened, but any agenda items or any action items by a committee is kind of summarized under the committee reports for third.
Okay.
On the GRF committees, we have two board members on the from the third board that are on all the GRF committees.
Okay.
So the board members on those committees, like the Community Activities Committee, we would give a report on what took place at that meeting. Any agenda items that took place, a report is giving on that. And the president will go down through the agenda. We'll go through the third committee reports, and then the president will call for reports from the GRF committees.
And then is that pretty much the case with the other boards as well? They have two members?
Yes,
on that too?
yes,
Okay.
2 members from each board, and then 3 members from the GRF committee.
Okay. What else does the committee report on?
The committee reports on any action items, like the landscaping committee, if there's some GRF stuff, even third, the landscape committee, the maintenance and construction committee, the water board committees, some of those types of committees, the media and communications committee, all of those committees we give reports for at our meetings.
Now, you're not only the first vice president, but you also have several other, I think, committees that you're on, right? So
yes.
what else do you serve
I
on?
chair the third communications committee.
Okay.
I'm also on the GRF Media and Communications Committee. I am on the landscape committee for third and also for United.
And I'm worried about being bored when I retire. I can't imagine. That's a lot of things you're doing.
It is a lot of stuff, but it's really rewarding to serve the community in this way. Okay. It's a learning experience, it's a growth experience, and it's an opportunity to be involved in the governance of Third Mutual and the whole village. We work very well with the management company, VMS. We meet with them on a regular basis. So it's really, really a community effort being on the board. So working with the VMS staff again and working with members of the other boards, it's really an opportunity to get to know our neighbors, whether we live in the same mutual as them or not.
Right.
It's an opportunity, and they're wonderful people, and we're all volunteering our time. So
exactly. Well, I feel like you're sort of the poster child for who would like to be on a committee or someone who maybe want to be on a board, because you're involved, you know the procedures. I mean, this has been, how long has it been? It's been a year on this particular board? Not quite.
It's over 2 years.
Over two years. Okay.
Yes.
So does that mean that you would not be the first vice president again? You'd be something different?
Well, no, each office get elected. So
gotcha.
the board will elect the president and the first vice president.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And we just recently, we have some new board members, and we have a new board president, Mark Laws, and he's doing a wonderful job right now, and he really is encouraging people, if you want to participate in committees, if you want to be a committee advisor, please contact.
Because that's ongoing, right? That's ongoing.
It's ongoing.
Okay, great.
Really is ongoing.
Oh, we'll bring him on next time.
Okay.
Bring him on so we get to know who he is.
Okay, so Mark, you're on notice.
That's right. You're on notice, Mark, so don't forget. All right. Thank you for the information. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. And if you want more information, you can always go to the LagunaWoodsVillage.com website. You go to governing boards, and then you would look up the different calendar, and they have all the different icons there, and you can click on them to find out what the agenda is, as well as how to log on virtually. We'll be right back.
COVID-19 has us all practicing social distancing, but in times like this, it's just as necessary to remember the importance of maintaining good dental health. Good dental health can help improve your body's immune system to fight deadly diseases, from respiratory infections to heart disease and diabetes. Our general dentists and specialists are committed to helping you stay healthy. Located right next to Laguna Woods with a bus stop right in front, we are open to see you for emergency cases. Call today for an appointment. 949-830-0074.
Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Becky and Chuck here on behalf of Pacific Cremation. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and I'm glad that you're able to make it in, and nice to have you here. You know, Becky's always like the spokesperson.
Well, there's a good reason for that.
Well, it's nice to have you anyway.
Thank you.
Tell me, I'll have you each introduce yourself and what you do for Pacific Cremation. So.
Sure. I'm Chuck Ricciardi. I am the president and co-owner of Pacific Cremation Services, which is a sister brand of O'Connor Mortuary.
Right, okay. And Becky?
And I am Becky Lamaka. I'm the Director of Grief Support and Education. So I provide resources to the community, both for O'Connor Mortuary and for Pacific Cremation Services, grief support, grief resources, connecting people with support groups, therapists.
Right, okay, yeah, we had a little Christmas special that we did some time ago
We
regarding
did.
grief and the holidays, and that was
Yes.
great. So it's nice that you have someone within your business that can help people along. So I think that's very helpful. Is that normal for people to have that, or is that not the case?
It's not. It's very unique. The O'Connor family really wanted a way many years ago to give back to the community, and they thought the best way they could do that is through education and through resources. And so probably one of the first funeral homes in the country to create a position like mine, and there are actually only a handful of firms who have somebody like me in a position within the mortuary.
You think they would, given the nature of what they're dealing with.
Yeah, it's good business all around. It's a huge gift to the community, and like I said, it's good business as well.
And you're full of resources, which is nice, because if somebody
Absolutely.
can't find something, you can help direct them. So let's talk about one of the services that you guys do provide, and it's for veterans and their families. So just tell me like an overview of what it is.
Well, at Pacific Cremation Services, we're a cremation brand, so that's what we specialize in. But with veteran families, they're always near and dear to our heart. Memorial Day is coming up. Obviously one of the things is help families get interred at national cemeteries. Veterans have the opportunity, free of charge, along with their spouses or a significant other family member, one other significant other family member, to be interred free of charge.
Okay.
Riverside National and Miramar in San Diego are probably the two closest national cemeteries to our families here in South Orange County.
Okay.
And so we offer that service and take care of that.
So now, who is eligible for this? Is it members of a veteran or a veteran themselves, or how does that work?
Again, it's the veteran themselves. If you've been honorably discharged from the armed services and served our country, you are eligible to be buried. Usually it's within 70 miles of your residence, whatever those cemeteries are around there. And again, their spouse. It's 95% of the times their spouse, but it could be a minor child.
Okay.
Could also be interred with a veteran.
Okay, great. And then what type of services are provided? Now I know there's a variety of different things they could choose from. What do you suggest, or what's available?
Again, with the O'Connor brand, everything's on the table, from visitation, reception, vigil services, funeral services, those types of things. With Pacific Cremation Services, the gravesite event occurs at the cemetery. There is what's called a shelter that's there. You don't go to the actual gravesite of where your loved one's going to be interred that day. You go to a set, teed up shelter for the event and service.
Okay.
And then your loved one is interred, and they can be either a cremation, a urn burial, or a casketed burial as well. They also have what's called niches, which is like a wall called a columbarium, where an urn can be placed, or they do in-ground interments as well.
Okay, so some of the options I noticed, you can do the salute with the rifles.
Yes.
You can do that?
Yes, yes. Honor guards are certainly available for any veteran. That is usually done at the cemetery.
Okay.
That being said, sometimes if a veteran isn't going or the family isn't going that day, that honor guard can be done at a church or even our chapel.
Okay, and then you could do the flag over a casket, even if they aren't doing a casket or a burial, or how does that work?
Great question, Lisa. We can incorporate the flag in the pre-folded triangle when an urn is involved, and so that is placed either next to the urn or it can be displayed on its own pedestal. And you are correct. If it's a casket service, then it's draped, as the picture shows, over the casket.
Okay, because I was wondering how that worked.
Yeah.
I think one of the really nice things that Pacific Cremation Services does for veterans and particularly for the families to see is that when a loved one dies and we will ask, is your person a veteran? And they say yes, we have a drape that we place over the person at that time when we're transferring them from the home into the mortuary. So even at that moment before services begin, we are honoring that veteran.
All right, that's awesome. So if somebody wanted more information, is it best for them to go to your website or give you guys a call?
Either or both.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
We're available.
Yes, and
24/7 to help anyone in need. Our website certainly has a lot of information on there. One of the quick things, if I may, one of the things we've just started, which we think is very neat and powerful, and it's been received well, is retiring flags with veterans during the cremation. And so there's a certificate that we end up giving to the family with an actual piece of the actual flag that was retired with their loved one. And it's a new initiative, but it's just been received tremendously well. And
that's great.
It's kind of a neat
very,
thing.
very symbolic.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you both. Appreciate the information.
You're very welcome.
And if you want more information about any of the veterans services that we've discussed, please go to pacificcremationservices.com. We'll be right back.
Pacific Cremation Services offers you the ultimate freedom to become one with the salty breezes and brilliant sunset reflections. A scattering at sea is a unique, beautiful way to honor the life of anyone who chooses to be cremated. We help you plan the details and understand what to expect. Choose from our 3 simple plans and let us help you start the process of healing and life celebration. Contact us at pacificcremationservices.com to create a personalized service at sea today.
What sets MaidPro apart from other cleaning companies? Well, for starters, we're pros. So we're pro scrubbing, dusting, shining. We're pro kid and pet friendly. We're pro doing things your way, like not touching your messy desk. We're pro neat freak. We're pro affordable and pro Monday afternoons because that time was just right for you. In short, MaidPro is pro you. MaidPro, because your standards aren't standard.
Number 1 reported accident for a senior is a fall.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. If you've taken a bad fall or your balance isn't what it used to be, it's time to try 60 Up. It's safe, it's effective balance training that can get you back on your feet in as little as 3 weeks, like it did me.
If you have balance, strength, or mobility issues, you need 60 Up.
Within a couple weeks, my balance has improved.
If you're feeling scared, you need 60 Up.
It works.
Go to 60up.com. That's the number 60up.com.
It changed my life, and it can change yours too.
Our Monday movie is called Certain Women, and it stars a variety of young ladies. 3 strong-willed women strive to forge their own paths amidst the wide open plains of the American Northwest. A lawyer, a wife and mother, and a young law student. You can see there that we have Laura Dern and we have Kristen Stewart. So should be a good flick. You can catch that today at 2 and 6 p.m. with closed captioning, brought to you by Providence Mission Hospital. All right, story time is right around the corner, and it's the last one for the summer, and that is August 10th from 1:30 to 2:30. That is in our village library. And if you want more information about it, you can always get in touch with Recreation at vmsinc.org. Now, we've also got the splash days that are coming up August 12th, and the weather hopefully will be a bit warmer. If it's in the 80s, that's pretty good. A $5 admission for kids 2 and over, free for infants, adults, and space is limited, so you do want to make sure you get your tickets. You can buy them at Clubhouse 2 or the rec office. You want more info? Of course, go to recreation at vmsinc.org. You can send them a note there. Okay, Queen is coming August 20th. This is Queen Nation, of course, but I just said Queen because they are so good, you wouldn't even know that it isn't the main band. They are here August 20th at 7 p.m. Tickets are $20, $25, and $30, and they are on sale at the PAC office, or you can go to tickets.lagunawoodsvillage.com and you can get your tickets there. Now, we also are having a barbecue in August, and I wanted to let you know about that. It's August 22nd at Clubhouse 5 at 5 p.m. $25 includes all the fixins, and they've got tons of delicious food. If you want to know what is on the menu, email recreation@vmsinc.org. And one last thing I wanted to mention to you is OC Pro Smiles. I had them on a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to let you know that they are offering an in-office whitening special for $399. It's originally $600, so you definitely want to check it out. And you mentioned ThisDay with Lisa Hart, but get in touch with Pro Smiles OC, and you can look them up at ocprosmiles.com. All right, let's go ahead and check out our weather. We are still waiting to burn off our fog, but it shouldn't be too long now. As you can see the sun popping out there over Irvine. Today we're looking at 80, 67, 79, 66, 80, 69, 78, 66, and then also 78, 67. And you can catch us here again tomorrow at 9 a.m., or you can always go to our YouTube channel, type in Village Television, and we have over 5,000 videos there of ThisDay and a variety of other programs here on Village Television. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
Hi folks, this is Dan O'Weiler with Sterling Financial Advisors. We've been around for a long time, been on ThisDay with Lisa, and just wanted you to know that we're still in business, even through the pandemic. We still have the opportunity to now meet with people individually, in person, and we'd like to invite you to give us a call if it would make some sense. If you're doing some planning for retirement, please give us a call. We'll be happy to meet with you. Thanks so much.